This week on the Cycling Esports Show, we go behind the scenes with one of the pros as they take on the final round of the Men's KISS Super League. And Greg and I will be picking out some of our best moments from this first season of racing.
But first, let's catch up with what happened in the men's final round and round 6 of the Women's League.
London was the venue for round 10 with 2 laps of London Loop awaiting the riders. Madison Genesis comfortably leading the overall standings heading into the finale. Speedy from the off as expected as the peloton wound its way down the Thames, with all the big names desperate to maintain position at the front. The 2 ascents of Box Hill were the focus. First time up, it was Tom Moses of Madison Genesis and the All-Stars driving the pace. The lead group of around 25 came back together at the summit, and it was full gas on the descent back into London, where things started to settle down. With 13 kilometres remaining, Ryan Christensen of Canyon DHB attacked off the front to string things out before backing off as they headed towards the bottom of Box Hill for the second time. Donovan went up the road again before being passed by Alex Lurs of Team Ribble, who summited first. The group was now down to just 15. With a kilometre left, Moses went big and early, but the chase soon passed him, Mold and Bibby looking odds on, before Brad Gouveris powered home to take the Dream Team's second win of the season. Madison Genesis second and third comfortably, securing them the overall title for the first season, fully deserved. Round 6 of the Women's KISS Super League saw the riders head to London for a true city centre crit. Canyon SRAM's Tanya Erith, winner of the 2017 Zwift Academy, looked strong taking the first 2 intermediate sprints, obviously with an eye on the competition. With 15 kilometres raced, the frenzied pace meant the lead group was down to around 20 riders, with plenty of numbers in the mix from the danger teams, the All-Stars and Shoair 2020. The continually impressive Chloe Darga-Owen took the third sprint ahead of Cassie Baldi of the All-Stars, with Erith struggling to hold on off the back as the group whistled down further. With 8 kilometres left, the group was down to 18 riders, in fact the largest group that had stayed together this far into a race in the Women's League, so all to play for. Who had the best legs heading into the final dash for the line? It would be the experience of Britt Mason who won through on the day, the All-Star rider beautifully timing her aero power up to get just enough of a gap to power home ahead of Darga-Owen in second. The result means it's as you were in the overall, the All-Stars continue to lead the way.
London Classic was the course. It's flat and pretty fast, isn't it? Talk us through it. How was it?
So we, as a team, we didn't really plan too much. The plan was to hold with the front group, if it ever split, and cover the attacks. So if any attacks go, especially going up the hill, just cover them. The main sort of thing was to hold the front and make sure Britt got in and kept in and easy as possible for her to get to the finish and get that sprint.
Let's talk about round 10, the final round of the Men's KISS Super League. Your first win. Talk us through it.
Okay, yeah, so we started the race. In all honesty, we probably had a team win in mind. On the start line, unfortunately, Ollie Jones. His trainer unfortunately dropped on the start line. So we decided we were going to go for the individual win, try and get as much points as possible in that respect. Just because it was just Madison Genesis, they were just too dominant team-wise. So, yeah, we had to go for the individual win.
So, Greg, let's take a quick look back at the season. I'll ask you to pick out your 3 favourite moments. But first, who was your rider of the season?
Well, I think it probably doesn't come as a surprise that for me it's Ian Bibby. I mean, 4 wins, 2 second place. He was always in the front group. He's the only rider to do all 10 races, so he was sort of the Iron Man of the series as well. I think he really was the driving force behind the success of Madison Genesis, and I think actually he did a lot to help teach his teammates how to race on Zwift. And I think he's actually been a driving force on getting Madison Genesis racing on Zwift. So for me, absolutely, hands down, he's my rider of the series.
Cool. Okay, now Greg, let's give me your top 3 moments of the season.
First was Connor Dunn's attacks in round 1, just like these insane attacks over and over again. Holding 500 watts for whatever 10 plus minutes of that first race and just blowing it apart. I think that sort of set the tone for the kind of power and just level up athleticism that would sort of follow during the rest of the season. Second for me was Ed Hopper's solo attack on round 2 on the Innsbruck Ring. as we've seen in this series, solo breaks just rarely work. And so, to get this rare moment to have a rider of Ed's quality attacking off the front and making it stick on a flat course like Innsbruck Ring was awesome to watch. And having it come down to 2 seconds like that, just like we're used to watching in racing outdoors and road racing, when those solo breaks come down to just like a few seconds at the end and the pack times it so well, but the solo rider manages to just nip him at the line. I mean, it was bringing that kind of excitement into the game that made that moment sort of like a goosebumps moment.
Cool. And then your final moment then, Greg.
Yeah, so for me, the final moment, I guess this one's a little bit strange. It wasn't from an actual racing perspective, maybe it wasn't that spectacular or stood out, but it was Alex West winning round 5 on the UCI course. That's my favorite course on Zwift, that Richmond UCI course with the 3 little hills, those 3 punchy hills. And it was also the first time a community rider won a race. I mean, before then it was Madison Genesis and then Ribble and then Madison Genesis and Madison Genesis. And it was, it seemed like, okay, is this just going to be a story of the pro riders winning? And while the community riders were always knocking on the door and always involved, they hadn't won until round 5. And so when Alex took that down, that was kind of a special moment for me as someone coming from the racing community to see one of my buddies, one of the guys I race all the time with, take down one of these races. So personally for me, that was one of my favorite moments of the series.
How would you sum up the first season of the KISS Super League?
Yeah, I mean, I think this has been a big step forward in racing on Zwift. This combined with the British National Championship, suddenly the momentum behind racing on Zwift and e-racing is just it's just increased so much in such a short period of time. And we've seen the production value of the streams improve. So I think the first thing. The first summary is just that it's been awesome to watch, and we've got a lot of momentum from it. The second thing is it's been a great learning experience for improving these kind of series in the future. We've learned a lot about how to do streams better. We've learned a lot about how to, the pros have learned a lot about how to race on Zwift and what to expect. And I think, behind the scenes, the kind of as far as rules and regulations go, Zwift has probably learned a lot about how to manage these races as well.
Okay, now, have you ever wondered what it's actually like for the pros to race in the KISS Super League? Just how tough is it? Well, this week we went behind the scenes with Tour of Britain Sprints jersey winner Alex Paton of Canyon DHB, and here's what happened.
Okay, so we're here with Alex Paton and we're about to start round 10 of the men's KISS Super League. How are you feeling, Alex?
Pumped as ever, yeah, real good.
So we've got about 4 minutes until the start, so I'll let you warm up and we'll see how you do.
It's like an 8-minute climb, isn't it?
Oh, is this Box Hill one?
I think I was on Box Hill twice. God, I'm actually cold now.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus. Here we go, Clint.
Come on, Alex. Forward.
Up.
Come on, Ryan, give it next.
This is
He
good.
is at the front at the minute. There's someone away. Who's that? Tom Moses, is it?
Who's gone up the road?
I'll tell you who it is in a second. Wiggins.
Right, so we're a kilometre in.
Move it back.
Alex is still at the front of the race and we've got
Yeah,
about 45 minutes to go.
So yeah, we go underground tunnel, heading up to Box Hill for the first time, I think, now.
Yeah, it comes out the tunnel.
Yeah.
So they've just hit Box Hill for the first time. Alex is suffering away over 500 watts up this climb. Rather you than me.
So they've just done the first go up Box Hill. There's 2 of them. Alex absolutely crushed it. I think they were all averaging around 500 watts up that climb for like 5-6 minutes. Ridiculous.
I don't think that's much more than 15 riders.
Okay, so we're coming into lap 2. We're just going through the centre of London now. Alex has picked up a feather power up, so he's probably going to use that over Box Hill.
Yeah.
He's definitely going to use that. So he's going to be sweating away, and when he says, I will press the space bar, and boom, he'll be flying up that hill. So not long now. So Alex has made his way into the front group, which is about 20 riders. I can see it's definitely breaking up over Box Hill because that's the sticky point of the circuit. I don't know. I don't know whether it'll be a few get away over there or whether it'll be a smaller front group, but we'll have to wait and see.
Come on, get a helmet, get a helmet. Oh, oh.
Helmet!
Yes!
So we've just crested the second climb. The front group is 16 in the front group. Alex is doing an amazing effort and he's got the aero power up. So he's got a really good chance of doing an amazing result, probably his best result of the series. Come on Alex!
Come on out! Go for it, go for it. Come on out! Come on out! Gouveris! Come on, 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 come on! Come on! Come on!
You got this, come on!
Past him! Come on! Come on! Up, 200! Up, come on! Gouveris! You got it on the line. Again, it's 14.
14!
Steven's 12, Ryan 10. So 10, 12 and 14.
Wow.
Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, Ryan 5.1.
So how was that, Alex?
Just as hard as always. Yeah. Tough. I mean, there's no possible way I could have tried any harder. That's like, yeah, that's as hard as you can possibly try for 39 minutes. You've maybe got a couple of little gaps of respite on the big descent where you can really recover, but otherwise it's so outrageously hard.
Okay, so that's all the action from round 10 of the men's league. Alex has poured his heart out and he got 15th. So best result for him so far. It's been terribly exciting. I think you'll agree. And yeah, back to the studio. Impressive ride there from Alex. So that's the men's league all done and dusted. Madison Genesis were the deserved winners. Join us next week as we head into the final 2 rounds of the Women's League. It's really heating up, so you're not going to want to miss it. See you then.